Boiberik on the Hudson River Day Line, which doesn't exist anymore. So you met all your friends on the boat, and then you went up the Hudson River, and you got there. And then at the end of the summer,
Poughkeepsie, you get off
yes,
at Poughkeepsie
right.
and
But then
Boston,
at the end of the summer, you go back the same way.
Boiberik was really an amazing part of my life. Zadie would lecture, Bubby would stay. She continued staying and going for summers after Zadie died. My mother had been a counselor there, or maybe a division head. Mimi went to camp there. Uncle David went to camp there. It was a big part of my childhood up until I was about 15 or 16 years old.
My brother and I went to Camp Boiberik, which was a Yiddish culture camp in Rhinebeck, New York. We went for many, many summers, which we loved. And that really was a Yiddish culture camp. The flag raising and taking down was in Yiddish. We had Shabbos songs, and the blessings were in Yiddish.
Camp Boiberik ist gewesen, lassen wir sagen, ein Experiment von Liebeslehrer. Was hat gewollt, schaffen originelle Zeremonies, Ritualen für die Camper, was es nicht religiös, nicht Frömmkeit, aber gewollt, als die Kinder sollen sich nicht assimilieren, sollen sich verlieben in jüdische Kultur. Weiter, in meiner Zeit hat man nicht, ich meine, ich und mein Bruder sind gewesen zwischen die Einzigen, was haben geredet Jiddisch in meiner Zeit.
In some ways very much like any other camp, in some ways not. And I think it was done fairly well. There were conflicts there. That is, you could sense that being Jewish meant what is one of the things that they were trying to get straight. Because it was secular, not religious. On the other hand, so many of the traditions come out of the religion and are tied to it.
The camp was divided into 3 sections, and you had the Yingste, the Middle, the Älteste, and within each section there were 3 sections, the Yingste, the Middle, and the Älteste.
And we would say on Fridays, dress up white shirts or something like that. No religion, but it's Friday, so let's, And there was that conflict all the time.
And then there would be an hour of Machen Shabbos, where you would polish up your white shoes and you would get dressed, and everybody wore white. And then we would all gather on the big hill in a bunk by bunk, lined up below the dining hall, and then we would all march into the dining room.
The Elstes would walk in every Shabbat. Everybody would be all verputzt, and they'd walk in holding candles. They would do this in Yiddish and English, where they'd walk in and they'd say, "Come, let us sing out together. Come, let us lift up our voices once more, away from the weekday of worry and trouble, with a heart that is free, with a heart that is pure."
Every other camp in creation of whatever denomination that you can think of ended the season with color war. Liebeslehres Boiberik did not end the season with color war. Liebeslehres Boiberik ended the season with something called the Felker Yontif. And what the Felker Yontif was the realization, the fulfillment of the vision of Isaiah, where all the countries live in peace, where the lion lies down with the lamb, where they make war no more.
At the end of the year, every group becomes a nation and dresses in the costume of the nation, and sings the song and does the dance and has a tower of the nation. And the theme of the nation is peace, with Isaiah's and a little child to lead them. Like der Wein am weißen Tag, a Gesamtes kommt allein. Oh la la, bonjour, Franzosen, es ist doch gejamte Pein. A gejamte, fein. Oh la la, bonjour, Franzosen, es ist doch gejamte Pein.
The Japanese was Schiffel, Schöne, Weg sich in der Wasser, reine zu dem Hechele. Auf der Wind in Linde, schreibt der Schalm vor die Kinder. Shalom Shiratzudem Hechela, Iyada, Iyada, Iyada.
They had flats set up for each country with some picture on it depicting that unique country. And there'd be a campfire in front, and everybody go around sharing food and dancing at the and talking and all kinds of. And the guests were all on this field also. So it was a mob of people.
Traditionally, the next to oldest group of girls were the Israelites. We were Yisrael, and there are the pictures of me and the shmatas, you know. But the oldest group, which were the 15-year-olds, the Elster, we were the Boiberik Kanach, and both boys and the girls, and we were, of course, the most important. I remember we wore shorts and these funny little hats. So the Felker Yontiv was really wonderful, and then, of course, the day after, you packed up and you went home.
Uns Bämes hat reingepflanzt a Liebschaft zu Yiddish zwischen die Camper. Viele haben sie nicht gekannt Yiddish und sich nicht gelernt, wie zu reden Yiddish. Sind geblieben die Sachen, sind Tage geblieben in sehr Kurden und geschaffen als eine warme Sphäre zwischen uns allen. Es ist nicht gewesen keine politische Ideologie. Das ist gewesen schon mal im Volkinstitut, was es gewesen hat, ein Gebäude Boiberik, hat gestellt im Trop auf Kultur, nicht auf Politik.
We had a 40th reunion, a bunch of people who were in camp in the 1940s. And I recited my part word for word. Nimm die Hack und lass sich laufen, brech Matzeves auf die Quoren, spalt Skeletten von die Mesem und verschreiben alles Worem. Abgemerkt soll sein auf ewig jeder Simen von Milchome. I was 15. And we can all, all of us, it was that important to us.
O Boiberik, mein Boiberik, in Treue und in Frieden, gekommen ist doch schon die Zeit, wir müssen sich zerscheiden. O Boiberik, mein Boiberik, ich will dir lange nicht gedenken.
Now, what is that being sung to?
Well, singing to Tannenbaum. To Tannenbaum. And someone discovered that it was Tannenbaum. And they said, no, we can't do this. This was after the war now. And no Tannenbaum. So they changed it to this tune, O Boiberik, mein Boiberik, in Treue und in Frieden. But nobody cared for this, absolutely nobody.
Whose song was that?
Someone made it up.